F double R, F double R, F double R, F double R. Gotta bring that energy.
Gotta bring that energy. What's going on, FRR fams? If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been here, welcome back to FRR Friend Request Reviews, where friend request friends to watch 2012's The Master. Yes, this is another movie request coming from the one and only Unc. So, Unc, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I have no clue what we about to dive into. Title called The Master. The only thing I can really think of is some kung fu shit, but I don't really know if you in that type of bag, if you ever really dove in that type of bag. But yeah, I'm not really sure what we about to get into. 2012-ish. Not really sure what movies came around that time, but yeah, I haven't heard of this at all. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this because it's completely new. Didn't even get to see a thumbnail, nothing. Who's in this? I'm ready for it, though. How about you, Fool, man? How you feel going into this movie request today?
I feel great, man. You already know. Shout out to Unc.
Yes, sir.
Actually, we'll probably see you in Discord later on for the fight, so we might be able to discuss the movie then. But yeah, Unc hit us up. He let me know that this is a Paul Thomas Anderson film, so you know we already did There Will Be Blood and a couple of others.
Okay.
But this one is actually an interesting request because Unc said he hasn't even watched it yet himself. So hopefully you watched it before today, so we can talk about it. Who knows? Because I want to chop it up depending on how good or bad the movie may be. But yeah, I agree. It is a movie I've never heard of neither, so I'm not exactly sure what kind of movie we're getting into. But The Master, 2012. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Listen, y'all, we're not going to hold you here any longer. We're just going to dive right into this movie request. So if you haven't already, don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. And also, don't forget to subscribe, okay? The goal is 100K. Only way we're going to get there, though, is if you click that button. Also, click that bell so you get notified when we go live. Let's get it.
Go.
Joaquin Phoenix, the master. Does he try to become a kung fu master? Is it still black screen for you? Okay. I'm just like.
Yeah, that shit was mad long. I'm like,
was lingering.
man, son, I was scanning the screen like, am I supposed to? Oh.
Okay. Agua. Okay.
Okay, helmet.
Army.
Soldier?
Helmet. Soldier. Yeah. Hold up. Hold up.
That first screen was hella bright. I thought he was on that beach with Jack Sparrow on the white sand. Like,
you gotta shave one testicle. All the crabs go over to the other testicle. You gotta light the hair on fire on that one. When they all go scurrying out, you take a nice pick and you fucking stab everything.
No.
stab your balls off?
No, I would never.
This man's already showing too much signs of self-harm. Like, what you?
I would never.
You seen that stance, bro? That man had a fucking...
This was the Joker before the I was like, what is he doing?
Man.
And then I realized
Facts, I didn't
movies.
realize it was a... Yeah. Oh, look, everybody like, nah, bro. You sick,
because
bro.
he's going way too hard. That's why.
Yeah, hell yeah, this man put his whole hand in there.
Oh, my. What are we
sure
about to get
this
into?
yet, bro?
What are we watching? This is the intro, y'all. Thank God we already got the title screen.
Of ending for good. General MacArthur speaks. Let us pray that peace
You'll see.
is here.
It's like good shit. These motherfuckers feeling like that? They taking out, what is that though? That man brave for
I
that.
don't know.
I couldn't do it, y'all.
I wasn't in the Navy.
Damn, look at the drip.
That's fire though. Like, they got the live mannequin. They got the real model.
Oh,
walking.
that's what she's doing? She's like, oh, she's going around.
I think so, right? Because she's
Yeah, you might be
pitching
right.
how much it costs.
Oh shit, this man making his Cosby special.
You wildin', bro. That's probably some.
No, don't believe it. Not one bit. Don't believe it one bit. After that
once
intro,
Yeah, once he tasted it, that's why I just stopped. Like,
your liver's fucked up. What I tell you?
Tastes
we
good.
gonna put her on. Like the song says, Satan at my door.
Don't move. Just stay still.
I'm starting to sweat.
Why is he doing
Shut
this?
up. You must understand. You want to get the lady.
What the fuck is going on? What are we watching, bro?
Ooh. Yeah, you small, boy. That's a big body man right there. And look, still making tonics and shit.
How is he
No
still
matter where
alive?
you go.
That shit's a slow killer. Like, damn.
He said his kidneys already fucked.
I know. That's what I'm saying. How is he not? Maybe that's
He
what
look
this
like that's about
movie's
to come
about.
back up.
Maybe that's what this movie's about. He's a master at making alcohol, right?
Is that the same guy?
Hell yeah.
He definitely Earl, bro.
Yeah, he definitely
You see
did.
that all in his face and his facial movements, like he kept swallowing, bro. That's how I know.
Now
Mouth
you
get lubricated to
you
protect
could
you from the
tell
vomit.
by the chunks in his chin, bro.
No, I didn't lie. He's dehydrated. He's smart. I didn't poison him. He took it all.
Yup, that bullshit. Now everybody could take that shit he drinking.
I didn't do anything.
He said there's too many of them. Fuck all
Hell
that.
yeah. Wait, I mean, even for running. This is where all
I
the
can't lie. I
competition-
feel him on this one. I feel him on this one. Like,
This nigga's gone. I'm just trying to tie in the title to what's supposedly supposed to happen here. The master, right?
maybe he's just the master.
Of what? Is that who I think it is?
Hell yeah.
This man is in everything we watch, bro.
Hell yeah.
Everything. Is that Seymour? Feed me, Seymour.
This your ship?
I'm its commander, yes.
Yeah, how'd I get down here?
You're acting aggressive because you drank too much alcohol. You shouldn't work in your condition. You're aberrated.
No, I'm not.
You know what that means?
No. Well, I'm sorry if I got out of hand last night. It's cold and it was.
Don't apologize. You're a scoundrel.
You're a scoundrel. Dirty.
The contents of this remarkable potion. What's in
Oh.
Okay.
it? Can you make more?
Yup.
As a scientist, I'm interested. Man. Oh shit, oh boy too. I didn't even see him sitting next to him. Okay. We got a little crew.
Here it comes. A large dragon. Right, teeth, blood dripping, red eyes, and I wrestle him to the ground.
Yes, sir.
And that's where we're at with it now. It stays on
This
command.
shit different, huh?
Next, we're gonna teach it to roll over and play dead.
Yep. He's talking to you. Yeah. We're gonna control you, buddy.
Are we about to like slowly destroy this boat through this drink, through these concoctions before we even make it to New York?
Every time he sits to write, a new attack is launched against him, and he spends too much time defending himself.
Attack.
Who's attacking him?
People who are scared.
So this the current wife?
Yeah, I love her as an actress. She goes hard.
You'll be my guinea pig and protege.
Protege. You think that highly of me, huh?
Say your name.
Freddie Quill.
Say it again.
Freddie Quill.
Say it again.
Freddie Quill.
Do your past failures bother you?
No.
Do your past failures bother you?
No.
Is your behavior erratic?
Sometimes.
No.
Are you unpredictable?
That was great timing.
What an ass.
Could you answer the next series of questions without blinking your eyes?
Yes.
Without fear and hesitation. Answer as quickly as you can.
Sure.
Starting now.
Blinked at the same
But not to
time.
blink. If you blink, we go back to the start. Do you often think about how inconsequential you are?
No.
Do you believe that God will save you from your own ridiculousness?
No.
No.
Have you ever had intercourse with...
Ah, my eyes. It's not fair you cheated.
I don't know, Looney.
Infringement. Back to the start.
Okay.
Do the answers change?
Does this bougie make poison?
No, if you drink it smart.
Are you trying to poison me?
No.
Where's your father?
Dead.
How did he die?
Drunk.
Do you love Doris?
Yes.
Is she the love of your life?
Yes, sir.
Why aren't you with her?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Tell me why.
The eye twitching.
Why don't you go back?
I don't know.
Why don't you go
I don't know.
Close your eyes.
Ooh. Damn. That
He ashamed of what he become, maybe.
that went by too fucking quick. I need to see that shit again. Like let's watch that again, y'all.
Did you think I was older?
No. I don't really remember.
And how old is he supposed to be?
He grown.
Can I kiss you?
Recall a sound.
She's singing.
Uh-oh. It's erratic nature.
I gotta go somewhere for a few months. So you should go to Norway. You take your trip, and you come back home, and that's gonna be a time, right? That's gonna be our time. That's gonna be our time, right?
And then he never
Right?
came
Yes.
back.
Say yes.
Yes.
Damn, what the
Told
fuck?
you. Erratic. Okay, and that brings us here.
And then, so this is before he got fucked up. See, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying. He ashamed to go back. That man
Yeah.
is gone. He done found them demons out there.
Well, here's
I will introduce you to.
Nice to meet you. And the lovely Brigitte. Yes.
I think I see some Windex over here. Let me see.
Man, where the pine saw? The Fabuloso.
For real. Wait
Gives it
till
that nice green color.
What? Wait till you hit that Fabuloso and start hitting them flavors, boy.
Mm-hmm. He gonna have a motherfucking margarita,
Yeah.
tropical shit. This man snooping and booping. What he got?
Took something. Is that like the
This.
Is that
He
portraits
taking
in the
shit that
back
he
like
know.
the thing that was in Rome? You remember with the mask? Is that like their ancestors or some shit? Can't remember.
You
I
don't
think
know.
that was a man.
Laughing is good.
My neck feels much better.
Oh, that's good. This is the vessel you're existing in now, in 1950.
Excuse me.
Out of a traumatic event, back to the present time. No matter how carefully you do that,
Excuse me.
if you have not gone over the memory,
Bruh, you see he ignoring you. He about to call his bluff.
Some of this sounds quite like hypnosis.
Facts. That's what I was saying earlier.
this is a process of dehypnotization.
Okay.
Would you care to submit yourself to processing? You look through the telescope, as my friend said.
Well, perhaps another time.
Don't be scared.
Good science, by definition, allows for more than one opinion, doesn't
Which
it?
is why our gathering of data is so far-reaching.
Otherwise, you merely have the will of one man, which is the basis of cult.
What I said, it was his voice on all those tapes. The master.
Bro, don't argue with a man that got an alien tie. You can't take this man serious.
Time travel does not frighten me, sir, because it's not possible. What does frighten me is the possibility of some poor soul with leukemia
there are
coming
dangers
to
in
you.
traveling in and out of time, as we understand it.
I belong to no club, and if you're unwilling to allow any discussion,
No, this isn't a discussion, it's a grilling. There's nothing I can do for you if your mind has been made up.
I'm sorry you're unwilling to defend your beliefs in any kind of rational
Oh,
way.
if you already know the answers to your questions, then why ask? Pig fuck!
Don't let your emotions get the best of you, brother.
We will never dominate our environment the way we should unless we attack. And the city's just noise. I know the city. I know its rotten secrets and its filthy lies and secrets.
We come in, just have a word.
How about we do it right in the doorway? How does that sound?
Sure.
Yep.
I said, sure.
How's this gonna be received?
He about to put him in a 10-hour session.
Wise ass mouth.
Hey, my little soldier, what did you do? You need to tell me so that I know.
No, I can tell you. Bad.
It's hard to describe. That there may be color with unfamiliar tones. Perhaps because the gaslight's shining on it.
She gave him that look.
I'm in love.
Nah.
I'm in love. We've all been in love.
I'll be in love too if that was my wife.
I'll
Thought the
Go
man
roving.
went deaf for a second.
go roving in G.
Is that how this man sees the world?
Come for me.
Yes.
No more of that boy's hooch.
No more hooch.
Say it again. Come for me.
No more of that hooch. And she dried you out before you walk out them doors. You ain't getting.
This is the
you
true
ain't getting
test.
nothing.
Now tell me your answer. Post nut.
Wake up. You wake?
I'm up.
You wake?
Yes.
Look at me. Tell me when it's done. Now it's there waiting for you. And you can go and get it whenever you're ready. Do you understand me?
Yes. Quit boozing.
Say it again.
Quit boozing.
Say it again.
Okay.
I'll quit boozing.
Say it again. Yep. That's why they do that whole say it again, say it again, say it again bullshit. Fucking cold.
What you gonna do, Freddy? Killing it too.
Should say something. Do something. Say fuck you. Be a man!
Sit your ass down.
Erratic.
Okay. Policia. Damn, they coming in the fucking cherry red junts. Like, you see them a mile away.
Would you please put your hands
We're
behind
part of
your
the
back?
galaxy.
You said we're part of the galaxy?
Yep.
Oh. Freddy Wilder.
No, Freddy!
Get this.
I'm just worried about his pet. Right next to each other. He about to be like, I'm disappointed in you, Freddy. They left your goofy ass cuffed, bro.
See what you
Stop.
created?
What? This nigga was already like this. Damn, he is wildin', man.
This man is a problem to society. Keep him
They
in
gonna
here.
keep his ass cuffed. They about to strip him. Like, come on, bro. You making shit worse for yourself.
Yo, this is the Joker before the Joker. Look at that back.
I give you facts.
They don't give
They
me
are not
facts. What
They
facts?
are not a
Fuck
pig.
that, Dad. What facts?
Fuck you!
What facts?
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Why don't you kick
Fuck
the
you!
bed some more?
Fuck you!
Fuck you, you
Fuck
lazy
you.
ass piece of shit.
Broke down. This man broke down. See, I'm glad I asked if he was a real scientist, because he be on. He
Finally out, my boy. These two
get
just
that
need to
off
get a
our
bag.
chest real quick. We got locked up together, bro. It's a different bond now.
Pick a spot over there, touch it, and describe it to me.
Pussy.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
This exercise will help you with your concentration. What color are my eyes?
I don't know.
Green. Faster, please.
Oh, Kneecap removed.
Could we move that back, please?
He raged out.
Oh.
Very good.
You lunkhead.
Finally, no reaction. Well, damn. Kind of snuck that one in there, like.
Fail.
That's not fair, like.
This nigga said a mannequin and started groping. Rage out on the window now.
Yeah, we're about to break this one. He's like, I gotta bring back my wife. My wife. She had the bazookas.
I was on a ship that got 13 battle stars and won the war. What'd you do, dummy?
Fuck with me.
End of application. Freddie, open your eyes. Open your eyes and come back to me.
Formal. Do you know what this is supposed to accomplish?
He healing that nigga through the timelines, bro. What you talking about? Trillions of years. Like, come on, son. That's your problem. You're not a believer. You shouldn't even be watching this. Your mind's already made up.
That's facts.
May 21st, 1950, in Phoenix, Arizona. A city named for that glorious bird whose resurrection from the ashes fits our own.
Right.
And it is here we will present Book 2.
Right. Let's go. The cause, baby.
What happened to book 1?
It's already out.
And did you not hear the receptions about book 1?
That was only one person, a denier. One person.
So I'm nobody. I appreciate you.
You never read the book.
I did.
You didn't even know it was out.
Yes, I did. I read the book without even knowing that I read the book. I read the book and guess what? All caps, all lies. Look at it. See what they about to do? See what they about to do right now? This man about to body this man and have him dig his own grave. Like, it's crazy.
It's the Phoenix. He about to be reborn.
Okay. We getting impressed.
Split saber. Lancaster Dodge.
Please come and join us.
Hey, he puts the credentials on his shit, so maybe he is a. Maybe he did get his doctorate and all that.
He looking good though.
Full coat.
Looking
full
real
coated out.
clean.
Okay, shorty from Philly.
Look. Everybody in the coat. Yes. How you doing? We saved you. You're a part of us. You're one of us. One of us. One of us.
The first Phoenix Universal Cause Congress.
Is this Scientology? Is this the origin of Scientology?
So, what do you think of the book?
I didn't read that shit.
Thanks.
Ooh.
Up to me, I'd chop this thing down to a 3-page pamphlet and hand it to people before they got on the subway. What is this?
He has not changed. You ain't save him, dog. Damn. Don't you talk about the master.
The master of gaslighting. I cut the brakes, darling. He's never coming back.
Freddie! There's no way he hears you, bruh.
That man ain't coming back.
Music coming in.
Did that man really go to the mountain, bro?
Bruh, that's why I'm like, yo. When they showed it from the opposite direction, I'm like, wait, did he say the mountain there?
He did say the mountain, but he said just go in that direction as fast as you can. Doesn't mean go to it.
It's Dora's house.
Thought I'd see if she was around, say hello.
How's your family doing?
You all right?
Lie.
Well, she's not here.
You could write her. I have an address.
I'll write her a letter.
Get the address and drive. You got the motorcycle, right?
I think I've been halfway around the world since I was last saw Doris. How old is she now?
Doris is 23.
Jeez. 7 years.
Mm.
Thank you.
It's the only reason I wanted you to come over here.
Freddie, you don't look healthy.
I don't look like that. It's not how I look.
You don't think you can?
It's not how I look.
This is pointless. He isn't interested in getting better.
How she deduced that? Okay, so she did give birth, but DCF though? They out here getting called out for being a cult?
It's usually softened up.
Go to that landless latitude. And good luck. If we meet again in the next life, you will be my sworn enemy, and I will show you no mercy.
The hell this nigga talking about?
I'm glad you said something, bro, because... How you?
You're the bravest girl I've ever known. Just stick it back in, it fell out.
That was wild. That man made himself go soft, all that yip yapping.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Written and directed by PTA.
There we have it. The Master. 2012, y'all. In the books. Man. I think you need to check out some of these flicks before you, you know what I'm saying, send out that request, because this one is wild, bro. I mean, from the very beginning of just what we were presented with this character, to the very end, it was just interesting. Yeah, I don't know how to put it into words. This man was very just unstable. The best way I could put it. And I'm not gonna lie, I would probably have to watch this movie maybe 1 or 2 more times to like fully grasp everything. But yeah, it was just interesting to seeing that the title of the movie was not the actual main character, and it was a side character. Well, yeah, side main character. So, but I do love that it was the one and only Seymour Hoffman. Like, he did a phenomenal job in this movie. But overall, man, I just gotta say, I'm not that big of a fan of this film. I'm not gonna lie. But I do see a lot of tendencies and things that he kind of took from this film and kind of brought into Joker. So I gotta say, whether the film, the script and stuff, I'm not a big fan. Like I said, I will have to watch this a couple more times to really kind of like get everything. But I think the performances in this movie is what kind of carried the film for me. So yeah, I think overall it's an okay film. Yeah. How about you, Four, man? What's your thoughts on this movie request?
Hope you watched it already, boy. And hope you pull up to the Discord tonight. Because, yeah, I definitely want to hear your thoughts. Because I agree. I feel like the performances is what really kind of made it shine here. Because outside of that, I'm just like, man, I don't really know. Like, because I feel like they had like some more things that they could have played with that they presented, but they didn't really go down the rabbit hole of what they presented. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, I don't know, by the end of it, I was just kind of feeling like a little empty here, like. You know, like
started to feel like Buddy.
I'm just saying the
you
film
started to
gotta,
feel like Fred.
gotta feel fulfilling. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it
Yeah.
wasted my time or nothing like that because again, I really did like the performances, but I'm just like, dang, I feel like they could have kind of got a little bit more with the whole like cult situation and all of that, like.
Yeah,
or maybe it was just some, fodder just to throw out there, like to kind of sidetrack us. But yeah, by the end of it, I'm just like, nah, bro, I'm not fulfilled from what they gave me.
I think that's a valid feeling, though. Yeah, all right, Unc, man. So I'm just gonna start in the beginning, man, because this is where kind of things were just a little wacky for me, right? We get the whole first thing we see is the helmet. I'm like, okay, we in a war film. Like, you know what I'm saying? We about to turn up. No, definitely not. We went from the man cutting coconuts to cutting coconuts, putting what looked like beer to the coconuts. So I'm like, okay, we just here having a relaxed time. It's a little time off from soldiering. But then, they said, you know what? We know it's the beginning. Let's crank it up a little. And the man went hammer-whammer on the beach with the sand woman. And that's what things kind of went a little left for me. I was just like, all right, what type of character are we following here? Because right immediately after that, we see him whacking it to the waves. So you're just like, okay, this man is clearly not stable. Something's clearly wrong with him. And then right after that, we get the torpedo fluid drink thing here. And then this is where kind of like some of the, this is a part of the main story here is the consumption of whatever he feels at the time. I don't know what he was concocting, but it just seemed like he would take things that weren't normally consumable and consumed it. So, yeah, I gotta say the beginning did a really good job at just kind of establishing how off the rockers he was, and I quite enjoyed it. I can't lie.
Yeah. Yeah, the beginning was definitely interesting because, like you said, mixing up all these types of wild things. Obviously, we see he's in the military, the Navy specifically. So that all was making sense to me because I'm just like, okay, like, he's in the military. I was in the military before, not back then when he was, obviously. But I saw, some of the wild shit that people would try to do to get high or, fucked up, in my time. So I can't imagine his time, like being, especially in the Navy, because, you trapped on a boat all day and stuff like that in certain circumstances. It looked like they was on a random ass island at that point. Like, so it's just like, I don't know where they fucking poured it at, but they somewhere where they can't get regular booze anymore. So yeah, kind of, I feel like maybe that's where it started.
Okay.
But then, yeah, they even gave us that scene where like, all of y'all are basically kind of fucked. Like y'all, like nobody's, dealt with the things y'all had to deal with. So y'all all gonna go home different, basically.
Yeah.
So, it was kind of, it was setting the stage, like it was setting it up. And, I was kind of thinking like, damn, we about to really, kind of go through these men's demons and traumas, which we kind of did for Joaquin, but I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was
but I like
very different.
I like the beginning.
Yeah, I definitely like the beginning, the way they establish everything. But that kind of leads to what we get obviously the evaluation with the cards. He kept saying pussy, dicks, and pussy, dicks, and pussy. So I'm just like, where are we going with this film? Because, man, that just completely threw me off. And then, of course, we get, he's back to civilization. He ends up becoming a photographer. He ends up meeting a girl. And then this is where the freakiness start to turn up a little bit. You're like, okay, the man, look, ring. And then, of course, while all of this is happening, he's still making concoctions here. Because, he ends up putting, like, paint in her or some shit and squeezing it. Yeah, like, he was working in photography, so I can only imagine the chemicals this man had access to.
Facts.
And then that brings us to kind of our first kind of like crash out here, and that's the whole, which I like this scene. It was the photo scene with Buddy. He kept trying to bring the light closer. He's like, "It's hot, god damn it!"
Sweating.
And then, for real. And then he kind of spazzes on Buddy. He ends up taking girl with him. And this is kind of like the first crash out, which leads him to kind of go into cabbage patching or whatever you call it, cabbage snatching. Then he continues to do the same routine of drinking his drink, but the difference is he's he's bringing the community into it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Everybody's kind of lining up, getting some of the drink. It seemed like people were enjoying it, and that's where my mind was going like, okay, this man is somewhat of a master cocktailist, like, because at this point I'm still trying to bring the title into the film, like, and of course because of it he ends up poisoning old dude. Everybody's just saying that he's poisoning him. Even at this point, I still didn't like really grasp like the type of drinks he was making. So I was just like, okay, maybe he did poison him, maybe he didn't poison him. Like, because I felt like everybody was having drinks. Like, why isn't everybody poisoned? But of course, he went a little bit above and beyond when it came to drinking. That man was just there, just sipping his good old drink, having a good time.
And it's just, you're going to react to it differently. Like,
yeah, everybody's going to have different reactions. Yeah. And like he said, later on in the film, he was like, is this, I don't think he says it's safe to drink, but in those lines, he was just like, yeah, you got to drink it right. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a right way to drink it. Like, that's how you're in a fucked up situation. You're doing something that you shouldn't be doing when you say, oh, yeah, you could do it, but you got to do it right.
Yeah. Like, nigga, ain't no right way. It's all wrong.
You feel me? Like, what are we talking about? That's wrong. Like if someone said, go smoke some bud, they were like, yeah, you could smoke bud, but you got to do it right. What the fuck does that mean? Like, what does that mean? But, he doesn't know if Buddy ends up dying. He ends up running away. And that's where we get into the boat. The boat, we get introduced to the master. I'm just gonna call him that because I forgot his name.
Lancaster Dodd.
Look at that, my man on it. We get introduced to the master, and basically he ends up tasting the hooch and enjoying it, and basically tells him to tag along. At this point, we're really not sure what type of character this dude is or anything like that. And I gotta say, at first impressions, I was like, okay, this dude seems pretty chill, pretty cool. Like, he didn't kick me off the boat. Obviously, like, that's probably impossible to do, especially since we out on sea. But he seemed to take it very well. So I liked the introductions, because obviously, this man's a master manipulator here. So that's how we get introduced to the master. But I gotta say, once we get introduced to the master, that's what things kind of just like, you know what I'm saying? For me, like, you nodding your head. What am I trying to say for him?
Just waiting for it to come out.
Nah, it's on the tip of your tongue. You know how to say it, right? Just say it for me.
I don't, because I don't know what you mean. You gotta tell me how did the movie get?
It just got it got worse. Like, I gotta say, I was digging the whole beginning. Like, I'm liking this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm liking this crash out session we having here. Like, you feel me? Like, we go from one crash out. I was expecting it to go even further and further. Like I said, like, we went from photography in a luxury fucking mall, like, to cabbage snatching, and I was like, the next thing I was like, okay, we in the sewers cleaning doodle. Like, you feel me? That's why I think, I thought I was just gonna progressively get worse, but nah, it got a little bit better here for him once he met the master.
Depends on how you define better, but I guess, man, getting hypnotized and shit. But I don't feel like it got I feel like it was a little bit more deeper in that it kind of started dwindling a bit. Because when the master first came on the scene, I actually liked it. Because I'm just like, okay, like, we're going through this therapy stuff. Like, and it was weird at first, too, because they're kind of throwing, like, these little, oh, we record everything. So you're just like, like, what's actually going on here? So for a second, I thought it was just, like, some Shutter Island type situation where he's, like, hallucinating all of this shit. And he's actually just in a big ass therapy session the whole time. Cause I'm just like, oh, okay, maybe that's why everyone was so nice. Like, cause when he woke up, we were like, damn, motherfucker, really nice to just wake up to a stranger.
Nah, facts.
Like,
mad sweet, angelic. Like, you're right. You're right.
Dodd is like, oh, we spoke last night. So I'm just like, oh, maybe this is like a continuous session. But like, Buddy just keeps forgetting like that he's going through these sessions or something. So I'm just like, maybe Dodd actually knows this dude. Obviously completely wrong. But then we get more like into the cult stuff, and I'm just like, even that was kind of interesting. I'm like, okay, so like we got this cult situation, and he's also kind of digging the booze. Like, are we about to? Like, I didn't think we was gonna get to like no mass suicide type shit with the booze, but I figured like the booze would just kind of start making everyone kind of like just decline, which it would. That's why his wife wanted it off of him. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
It just got weird. It got really weird because I didn't know where they were going with it. Okay, that's why I was kind of lost with the whole him listening to him like speaking, like everybody's listening to the headphones and shit, and then like it started to get into the whole kind of cult like shit, and that's where I'm just kind of like, but it did bring us to one of the really good scenes here, and that's when they finally have that sit down after he finally makes a batch for Buddy. Like, because, he told him, I want you to stay on the boat, cook me some of that concoction that you made up. Mm-hmm. And this is the first sit down that they have with the first drinks. So they sit there, they have the drinks, and the man goes into his, his peddling, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he goes into the, everything we do is recorded. Then he goes into the, what's your name? 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 And we finally get a little bit of what, is in this dude's head, because we get the backstory with the, the young girl that he met, that he was obviously in love with, the promises he made, and basically that was like his dream, I guess, like, right? His dream of what he wanted, right? I'm not really sure.
Of what he wanted? I don't know if that's a dream of
Yeah,
what he
like,
wanted, nigga. Shit. He was
I don't know
talking
what
about
he
his
really
aunt.
wanted.
He had to smash his aunt a couple times. His dad was dead. His mom's in a psych ward.
I know, that's what I'm saying. This is the only thing that was like good. Somewhat, even though it was bad.
Nah.
How you feel about that whole scene? How you feel about that whole scene? Because it was kind of intense.
Yeah, it was intense. It definitely was. It was like I don't know. It kind of, I guess, kind of not justified, but like kind of put it in perspective of why he even took the route that he took, if any of that was even true that he was saying, because that's another thing. Like, you don't even really know if this motherfucker, he's like he said, I am a liar, bro. I lie all the time. But yeah, if that shit is true, like he said, mom's, aunt, dad, like, it's like, okay, damn. Now we can kind of see why this man needs therapy and why he fucking turns to the bottle and shit like that. Like, so it definitely was intense. And I like that he stayed too. Like, he gave him the choice to kind of, this is that scene, right? When he was like, all right, let's go. And he was like, nah, I want to stay and do more. Or is that the
Yeah, he cut it short and he was like, nah, let's go. And then that's when they end up digging like a lot deeper.
Yeah, then that's when he did the no blink shit.
The no blink shit. Yeah, I like that. I like that that tactic. So yeah, we end up getting that. Of course, it's just like, okay, dude, where's this movie going? Like, are we here to save this man? Like, you know what I'm saying? What are we doing here? But then that comes into question, is this man even qualified to even save this man? And that's when we have our first kind of, someone who's on the other side of this whole doctor, scientist. What is he?
He wrote that he has a PhD, so it means you should refer to him as doctor. He has his doctorate.
All right, doctor. All right, yeah, doctor. We go to was it Philly? I'm not sure where it was
Philly.
at. It was Philly, right? So we end up going here, and we end up running into this dude who wasn't a believer. But at the same time, like I was saying in the reaction, you shouldn't have took anything this man said serious. This man literally had a alien tie on in the 50s. Like, that's goofy as fuck. Okay? Don't listen to goofy people. That's all I'm gonna say. But obviously he was telling them that none of his all the stuff that he was spewing was pretty much not true. There's no valid. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just kind of losing my thought right now. Ain't nothing, validating his statements about his tactics. Like you said, it seemed like more of hypnosis than I don't know what he was claiming it to be, but yeah, this is the first time someone actually kind of pushed back towards him. What you think about this scene?
Yeah, it was I feel like that's when the whole cult thing really kind of started like shining a little bit more, and that's why I said I feel like they had a lot to kind of play with, and I don't really know if they did it the way they probably could have, because even the whole process thing, I feel like the process that everyone else was going through, Freddie never even really went through. Like, it seemed like he was actually putting people through some like Freddie went through some. I feel like the Freddie experiments, and maybe it's just that we didn't get to see everyone else go through some of these experiments, but every time we seen someone else going through the process, it was like they was laid down and it was like some hypnosis kind of shit, and it was like trying to tap into, your past and cure you from that way. Like Freddie always had to do some wild shit, go to this wall, go to that wall, keep your eyes open, do this, do that. Like, so that's where
close your eyes, pretend it's this.
Yeah, like that's where some things kind of threw me off, because it's just like the cult is the whole travel to the past situation, but like Freddie's situation seemed like he was actually trying to do some practical things with him. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, at the end of the day, there's always got to be naysayers, and I do like this moment too, because it also, Freddie crashed out at this moment, so it's kind of like it kept showing like what Dodd was going through, basically trying to reel him back in, the dragon on the leash, essentially. So
exactly. I love that whole speech too, of the dragon on the leash, because he was looking right at him when he was talking about it, and we already knew who the dragon was. So yeah, I like that scene. I love the crash out, because it wasn't the first, and it definitely wasn't the last. So yeah, we end up going through that whole scenario, and I like that you brought that up, the whole, the way they kind of honed in on Fred here and their tactics on kind of like dealing with him, and it kind of comes back to maybe the whole book shit at the end, where girl kind of presses him about the book, like it was about us, the memories, but you're saying like use imagination, like maybe that was the new tactic here, right, for the book, because he said he already published the first book, right? So the first book was the memory shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing as the books go, they also evolve, right? So maybe, yeah.
Nah, I think that was just I think that was more connected to what the son was talking about. Like, this is all bullshit.
About how he's just making it all up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like Freddie...
I mean, I guess.
I don't know. Freddie didn't get to the point... Or maybe that's what it was. Like, he couldn't even get to the process yet. Like, they were just trying to fucking break his ass in this whole time. And that's what the wife kept saying. Like, he ain't with it. Like, it ain't worth it.
Well, they end up moving spots. They end up going to Texas, I think. I'm not really sure. I forgot where they were. Their seconds. No, was it Philly? It was probably Philly. Yeah, I think it was Philly. But they end up going to a whole nother location, and that's where they did all the experiments on him. But eventually, the wife of the master ends up saying, like, you know, enough's enough. She ends up tapping that wiener, and telling him to basically stop the bullshit, stop the drinking, whatever this man is selling you. And she also approached Fred here as well. Like, listen, you know, I need you to stop drinking, but not only that, you know, when you think your time is, when you think you're ready to go ahead and leave. Go ahead and do that. I like that because we do get that moment here at the end. But we do get another crash out here from Fred, and that's when the police pulls up and basically takes the master in for fraud, I guess. Yeah, fraud, theft. And Fred just pretty much crashes out. This scene right here was just wild because, like, this wasn't no normal crash out. This man went, like, hard. He went hard on the police, and then when he got in the jail cell, that man destroyed that fucking jail cell. So
Yeah, he was wilding.
Yeah. I like I said, the performances in this movie were really, really solid, and this is just one of the many scenes where Joaquin just absolutely kills it. So, anything?
I ain't got nothing to add.
No. I mean, from here on out, it's basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's basically the recovery. You feel me? Where things kind of start clicking, it seems like, for Fred here. Because we start getting the sit-downs, face-to-face sit-downs. Obviously, he's going back and forth against the wall. But we start getting to sit down with, I forget his daughter's name, but her husband. He ends up making that man flinch basically immediately with just saying his wife's name. But then obviously as the process goes along, he ends up kind of staying strong and not really reacting to people's whatever people say. Like, and I think you know, just to kind of really sit back and think, like, I think it did him some good here. Because he's very erratic. Like, anything you say can push him over the edge. And I think these type of just sessions that he had with him right here really kind of helped him with the rest of at least for the rest of the film. Because, you know, we end up getting the scene with him out there pushing pamphlets and stuff like that. You know, people are pretty much dismissing him, and he's feeling a certain type of way, and he kind of handled it pretty well here. So I gotta say that even though, you know, I'm not really a fan of the master's tactics and the way he kind of teaches his students, I think the brief time that he had him here at this house before he got arrested and all that, I think did some good here for Fred, because like I said, he kind of took that with him and used it in the real life, and really didn't. I'm not sure if he
said before he got arrested.
Before and after, because they were doing the whole wall shit.
I was gonna say, because before it ain't help at all. The motherfucker crashed out on the police.
Yeah, he did, but he was still. That was like the beginning, you know, like, you know what I'm saying. We wasn't even at the middle. But by the end of it, yeah, I think he definitely got there.
Yeah, I wonder how long he was locked up for too. Or I wonder how long he was locked up for too. Yeah, I'm tripping. Because I think he might have came out a little sober. Like, I think that also helped. Like, I feel like he was kind of clean. Started, like, you know, I mean, obviously you can access alcohol when you locked up, but I don't think he was even there long enough to even kind of make those connections yet. So he might have been a little bit clean. I mean, 24 hours for someone who drinks the way he does is a lot. So even if he was only, in there for a couple days, like I think that also might have helped him out. Because he did seem more like focused and shit when he came out.
Yeah.
But I agree. I do think those sessions did help for sure.
Yeah, I think you might be right on the money with that one. The time he spent locked up potentially helped him even more. But yeah, man was going through it, man. I can't lie. Like there was, obviously the moments where he broke the wall, and the people were kind of looking like, yo, what the fuck going on with this dude? Like, so yeah. But like I said, I think it helped. It really did help because the man was extremely erratic. But then this just brings us to the Masters rollout, basically. He's like, okay, like I kind of got my prodigy here, so I'm gonna release the book. We're gonna go on a promo tour, and we're gonna put him at the front of the spear here to spearhead this, and that's basically what happened. Like Fred kind of took the helms here. It seemed like everything was like pretty solid. Everything was going well. Like I say, he was out there in the streets talking to people, wasn't really taking things that were somewhat disrespectful to him, and he wasn't taking it and crashing out. So for a little bit, I'm like, okay, man, we did it. We kind of saved this man until we get to the book, to the scene where Buddy came back from New York and basically told him that he could just take it and turn it into a 3-page pamphlet and pass it out. Freddie took that he felt offended. Like, why would you say that? And we had another crash out. So I like that because it kind of just shows like, listen, we didn't fully cure this man. Like there's still some issues here with this person. So I like that we got that because for a second there I'm like, okay, we kind of made it here.
Yeah, man, never gonna change.
He ain't never gonna change.
Like the wife said, you don't take this serious, it's a waste. And a point.
And then that brings us to the scene, man, where I feel like there's a lot. Just like the scene itself, there wasn't really much happening here, but I felt like, I don't know, it's like they were trying to tell you something without telling you something, and that's the whole motorcycle scene where he says point where you want to go, and just go there full speed. So he does it and eventually never comes back, which is very interesting because, like I say, he had a conversation with his wife where his wife was like, when you feel like you're ready to go, just go ahead and do that and leave. And I think this was his moment that he took to get up out of here. So I feel like this scene has a deeper meaning, but for me, it's going over my head. But for some reason, I enjoyed this scene. I did like it for some reason. Not really sure why. Can't put my finger on it.
I'll go over your head if you explain how you felt about it, bro.
I'm explaining how I felt about it, but I don't know what the real meaning is. That's what I mean.
It's
like,
art, bro. You
might
don't need to. It's how you perceived
okay.
it.
Okay.
It's how you felt about it. But yeah, nah.
But
that's how I felt too. Like, niggas, he was ready to go. He was ready to go. I feel like that seed was planted and it stayed in him for 2 moments. That moment and the end moment. So, yeah. Well, maybe this moment he wasn't 100% ready because he does end up coming back. But yeah.
Yeah. But he leaves from here and immediately goes back to old girl's crib, seeking, seeking her. Yes, exactly. Looking for something. Yeah. So I like that he goes back. Obviously, real world scenario here. You leave for 7 years. Don't expect for a woman to wait for you, because that's just not the case. So I like that because it's just a real moment. But I think that's why I think like everything that the master kind of did for him kind of worked, because if this was him having this conversation before he met the master with her, he would have spazzed 100%. just on anything that she said. Like, oh yeah, she's no longer here. She's in Texas with Buddy, and he probably would have took that, started spazzing like but no, he kind of took it very well. He took it on the chin. He even stood there for a little bit longer and had a full on conversation about just life and what we've been going through and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed the scene. I really do, because it just kind of shows you the growth of the character. Obviously, he's not 100% fixed, but I think there was definitely some progress made here by the end of this movie. So yeah, I like where we left off here.
Yeah, I like that he also was just like freaking damn, what'd he say? She was like, "Oh, you want me to tell her you came to see me or whatever?" Like, just like, like, what's the point of that? Like,
what's the point?
Come on,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
So yeah,
I agree.
I agreed with that too. So yeah, definitely showed growth here. Like, cause even when he wasn't crashing out, he would still kind of have like sarcastic answers to certain questions. And yeah, even if he didn't crash out in that moment, he would have definitely had a lot of sarcasm for some of those responses that Ma Dukes was giving. So yeah, I agree. This was a good scene for him.
All right, I'm gonna need help here. This is where I'm gonna need help at. All right, cause I was kind of losing it. I was a little bit lost. So I ain't gonna lie here at the end. What the fuck happened, bro?
What? When the master told him to come home?
Yeah, when he got to the, he got there, he started talking to him. Like, what happened there? What?
He freed him. That's the way I took it. He freed him.
He let him. He released his spell on him.
Yeah. Because at least for me, I kind of felt like the way I took it when he's just like, you don't follow me or any master.
Or any.
Like, I felt like he was kind of talking about like addiction and shit right there for a second. Like, don't be a slave to addiction. Don't be a slave to your emotions. Don't be a slave to, all the things that you fucking have been a slave to your whole life. Like, go ahead and be free. Or you could stay with us. Like, and that's why I also said earlier that I feel like the thing that the wife told him comes into play at this moment too. And this is the moment for it to stick, because he actually does leave. Like, because like he said, we see each other again, don't even fuck with me. Like,
we're more than enemies.
In the next life,
whatever, it's on sight.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of took it as him just like trying to, like, his final, like he, like, in a way the scene made it feel like he was wasting his time, but like this was kind of his final session. It was like, nigga, you free, like, you good, like, you could wake up. So like I feel like Freddie, like, his process was way different from all the other processes they were showing. Like, this shit was way intense. Like, he didn't get to wake up to the very end. Like, but he was a lot to work with too. So
exactly, he was a case and a half. Like, definitely, like, this man needed a lot of work. So yeah, I gotta say, I was a little bit lost with the conversation here at the end. Obviously, I did pick up on a few things that you kind of mentioned here. When he was talking about, don't follow no king or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I kind of felt like he was talking about addiction as well. Like, but, after this scene, we
also learned that the child is with DCF. That was kind of.
I wonder what that's about.
I feel like it has to do with the coach. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, bro, like, I feel like there was more that they could have played around with, because I feel like that had to do with like the coach.
They just threw that in there.
I mean, they did and they didn't, because she was pregnant this whole movie. So it's just like, now she's not pregnant. Yeah, so but where the hell is your daughter, like, or son?
Why would?
Because they're in the cult, man. Like,
so what does that have to do with?
Nigga, have you not watched at least one cult? You could watch one cult documentary and you would understand why DCF would.
Bro, I'm listen. All right. If there's one subject matter that I'm like really not educated on, is cults, bro. Like, for real. Like, you remember we watched the movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You remember? And then they had the whole cult side of the thing, and I was completely lost. You obviously had a lot more knowledge about that, but I was lost. I'm not really into the whole cult shit.
South Park, nigga? Because even with that,
not
bro,
faithfully,
like,
not even faithfully,
I feel like even with the basic knowledge of the whole Colt drinking the Kool-Aid shit, like.
Yes, of course.
That's about as much knowledge as I have about Colts, nigga. That should let you know, nigga.
But what does that have to?
Would you want your kid growing up with people who drink Kool-Aid to mass suicide, nigga? Like, what you mean? What does that have to do with DCF? It's a dangerous situation, nigga. We got to get the kids out of there. They be fucking letting, bruh. They be letting grown men sleep with kids and shit, bro. Like, once you 13, you fucking marriage age. Not all of them, of course, but like, there's just some dangerous ass cults out there, bruh. Like, some wild shit. Like,
I'm very, like, I don't know the subject at all, like the subject matter at all. Doesn't sound like something I want to dive into. I'm just gonna be very honest. Like, once you start bringing underage stuff into my peripherals, I'm not really fond of it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really too fond of it here when Fred was pushing up on it. But that's another thing too. Let me know if the whole Fred scenario when he was back in time, was that just Phoenix playing Phoenix and they can't really like de-age him? Or like, was that him younger?
Yeah.
Like, or was that him old? Like, how old was he when he was talking to her? Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Was this man really like 10 years older? Like, was he like 26?
You already know there's about to be a comment, bro. Like, bro, this is the 50s. She was 16.
I don't give a fuck.
You already know it's coming.
Don't give a fuck. Once you pass that threshold, bro.
I agree.
It's over.
Once you pass 18, nobody under 18, bro. Once you pass 21, nobody under 21, bro.
I agree. That's how I live my life. So, formal. The ending.
That was more confusing than the scene with them in the office. Nigga.
This ended. What you think about it, bro?
I don't know, bro. Honestly,
I was like,
I don't know what to think about it because I don't know if it was a good ending or a bad ending. Not a good ending or a bad ending. Like, this was like rated good or bad ending. Like, was this a good ending for him or a bad ending for him? Because excuse me, the whole time obviously we're trying to get him off booze. He has this over sexualized thoughts and all this other shit, and that's how it ended. It ended with him drinking and fucking. So I'm just like, damn, was that a bad ending? Like, is he reverting back? Like, is there crash outs to come? But at the same time, he was trying to hit her with the whole course program shit. So I'm just like, okay, it's still in him. Like, is he just living free now? Like, maybe he can fuck and drink and just not get attached to it, like the master said.
Yes.
Don't chase this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, still. So I'm just like, damn, was this good or was this bad? Like, so it was kind of tough. It was a tough one, like, trying to take that. But then again, at the same time, sometimes that's part of movies. Like, it lets you, it gives you the subject matter and it lets you figure that out on your own. Like, maybe there will be people who say, nah, he's gonna relapse. Then there's gonna be people who's gonna be like, nah, he beat the course. Like, he's made it. Like, he's in there. So yeah, I don't know.
I think for me, I think it was a good ending. I think so. But at the same time, like, knowing this man's history, drinking's probably not a good thing for him. So seeing him drink at the bar was like, wait a minute, hold up, we drinking now? And then obviously we get the the scene with the female there, which is really just kind of, I don't know. The director knew what he was doing with this final scene because obviously he's just infatuated with women. Like, it kind of. This was one of his other, I feel like, problems too. So I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was a nice little scene between him and the girl there. They seemed like they were having a good time. Obviously, he hit her with the coarse little, if you blink and all this and tell me. So I like that. I like that he did take some of it with him. So yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. Like, he's free to do what he wants now. He's not being controlled by anyone. He no longer has a collar on his neck. Hopefully. That's how I'm gonna take it. But yeah, man, overall, man, this movie right here was definitely, I gotta say, man, it's not like something I would advise somebody to watch this. I'm gonna be very honest. But I think there's some takeaways here. I think you could take some things away from here, especially if you're in, like, an addict and stuff like that. If you've been through the process and know how it is, I think this, I wouldn't say help, but I think it can kind of shed light to some of the things that people go through to kind of just get better in life, because obviously this man been through a lot. Like you say, he's been molested by a family member. Father's gone, mother in this.
I ain't say all that. We don't know if he been molested. He didn't clarify, bro. He didn't really clarify, bro.
I'm clarifying it right now.
Because then he asked him, "Do you regret it?" and all this, and he was like, "No." And then he didn't say I was molested. He said, "Who did you have sex with for the first time?" or something like that. He was like, "My aunt." So no.
I'm just gonna assume. I want
to assume too, but the way his character was.
But I'm gonna assume that he was molested for the simple fact that
because of the way his character
was. Exactly. And not only that, if your aunt really, because he didn't have sex with his aunt had sex with him. Let's keep it 100.
That's true.
Especially if you're at a very young age. You don't know what the fuck going on.
Who said he was young though? All he did was say who's the first person you
I'm assuming. My man
could have came out at 18 like, yo, auntie, it's
nigga,
time to pay your dues. Like,
yeah.
I couldn't get none in basic training.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, ain't no way don't he old and fucking his aunt. Like, ain't no way, bro. That's what I'm saying. This had to be a younger thing.
Yeah, I'm just fucking around.
I feel you.
I assume he was molested as well.
I love the banter, but it's definitely one of those scenarios. Like, man, this man's been through a lot. He's gone through a lot, and now obviously all that drinking, them concoctions ain't helping.
Bruh, paint them
at all.
Like,
I can't imagine what the brain looked like.
Whatever's in
the
that,
liver.
Bro. Oh yeah, he did
That's
say
what
that
I'm
his
saying.
kidneys and shit were fucked up too. Like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't imagine the shit that he was going through. But yeah, all I gotta say is that this film did some things, but didn't do some things. You feel me? So I'm just like, but like I said, performances completely up there. Okay, every single body brought it, killed it, loved it. Love to see the guy from Until Dawn in this. I'm just never seen him in anything else other than that game. I'm glad that he's out here actually getting work. Good shit, bro. Formal. Final thoughts, go.
Yeah, man. Even after talking it all out, same feelings. Like, I'm just kind of, I wish there was maybe more here. I don't know exact. Like, I can't obviously explain it, but I definitely feel like there could have been more with, like, the whole cult shit, the whole, like, we traveling back in time. Like, I can't lie. I was kind of interested in the sci-fi of it. Maybe that's what it was too much. But I definitely love the performances, the acting, which brought a lot of good scenes throughout the movie. But I'm just like, damn, did the pieces puzzle together? But I will say that I feel like if you are maybe a PTA fan, this movie probably hits even more for you because you could really understand his directing style and stuff like that. So it's just like, oh, okay, like, I understood this a little bit better. But on first watch, I'm gonna have to give this like I'm gonna give it like a 7.3. I don't think I could give it all the way up to the 7.5. It's definitely between a 7 and 7.5 for me. So I'll say 7.3.
Okay. Yeah. Just thinking about just Fred as a character and all that. Like, we went through the whole, where he potentially went through as a child and all that. But as a grown man, this man went through war. Like, he actually killed people. Like, so we can't forget that as well. Put that on the table, because obviously when you go into a scenario like that and then come back into civilization, it's very hard to adjust. And then on top of that, your addiction came from that. You feel me? And you brought it back home with you. So, yeah, this one was can't lie. It's kind of tough to sit here for this long, but I'm gonna give it the 7.5. I think it deserved the 7.5. Like I said, the acting chops here, top tier, and I do wish they did give a little bit more, but I don't at the same time because this movie's long enough, and to make it any longer is just kind of cruel. But Unc, man, we definitely need to know your thoughts by the end of this, bro, because you ain't watched this yet and you sent us on this yet. I gotta see what your reaction is. Matter of fact, you do a reaction to this. You record yourself to this because we need to see your reaction to this. Cause my God, man, this one was up there, man. Definitely up there. But I think I had a decent time here. Formal, wanna take it away?
With the world thing.
I mean, yeah, just, I know we kind of, we on Peacock, y'all. If y'all don't know, Peacock already has the scores for Rotten Tomatoes on there, so I'm just going to let y'all know what that is. That's 8.5 for the critics and 62% for the popcorn. So the people really didn't enjoy this. I could see why. There's a lot of dry moments here, but I think, I don't know. You know what it is for me. Whenever it's me and you, whenever like I feel this way coming out of a movie, I feel a certain type of way. But after our end talk, I feel a certain type of way as well. I just feel like the movie got a little bit better. Just a little bit.
Exactly. You would have gave it a 6 too, nigga.
I would have gave it at least a 7. I would probably would have gave it a 7. I think our end talk bumped it up a 0.5 for sure, 100%. IMDb?
Yeah.
IMDb, I'm going to say 7.8. Does it have a Metacritic? No? IMDb is the only one that we got to look for, right?
7.1.
Yep. Sounds about right. We right on point, man. Listen, y'all. We did it, Formal. We made it. Formal.
Yo.
I need you to answer these questions. And don't blink.
Man, if you don't get me up out of here so I can go eat some dinner or something, bro. God,
What's your name? What's your name? Hey, as always, man, we appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this. Also, too, everybody else who watched this with us, let us know your thoughts. What are your takes on this? Because, man, I feel like there's a lot to unravel, a lot to unpack in this film. You really can't get it all out there on the first watch. I feel like you have to watch it more than once. So for the ones who have, let us know what your thoughts on this, because I'm really interested in just kind of picking your brain on this. But listen, if you're still here rocking with us, man, we appreciate each and every single one of y'all. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, don't, man, what you doing with yourself? Like this video, all right? Comment down below. Let us know what you thought. This movie request.
Most importantly, do not forget to subscribe. You know the goal. And if you're into the full-length reactions, Patreon link is in the description down below. FRR is out. Peace.